Hello Aries, Aries rising and Aries moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting October the 2nd, 2017. I want to give a shout out to my little brother Julio and a happy birthday to him this week. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, guys, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, on Tuesday, we've got Venus, planet of harmony, love, and favor, in Virgo, your 6th house of work, reputation, and physical health, forming a gorgeous trine to Pluto, currently in your 10th house of career. And it looks like you may be actually getting some kind of big favor handed out to you from a boss or an authority figure regarding something unprecedented. This is actually possibly a surprise or a gift. Rambo is going to find a way into the Aries readings no matter how hard he can jump up on this table. But with Pluto and Venus together, there is some kind of big favor coming to you from a person in power or authority. With the 10th house, this is usually somebody who is a rank or two ahead of us, or somebody who may have I guess you could say the sway to even pull us a rank or two up ahead at the office. On Thursday, we've got Venus and Mars in a tight conjunction in that 6th house of work, reputation, and physical health. And when we have Venus and Mars together in a tight conjunction, we have a really, really strong opportunity to actually, get some kind of really strong chemistry going, either with a client or a customer. And that may happen no matter what your relationship status is. Be careful with Mars and Venus conjunctions because they can actually create a lot more passion, and sometimes we can get hijacked by it and kind of lose a bit of our agency over it. The attraction will be strong. However, on a financial level, this could be a client or a customer going way above and beyond to give you some big assistance, or perhaps some kind of big shift for you that actually does increase your earnings as a bit of a special favor. This could also create, however, some tense chemistry with the potential for an office romance, or perhaps even a chemistry with somebody else on their job, with you being the customer. So what is going on with your cards this week, we may ask. You just have to lay on the damn cards. Love him. Alright, for your spiritual advice, we do have the Fox card upright. And the Fox is kind of an interesting card for spiritual advice because it does often discuss the need to understand where we don't necessarily have to have a big sit-down discussion topic all the time about every issue there is. The Fox is all about avoiding unnecessary conflict while continuing to move forward. And I think that nowadays it can be kind of tough to do with Neptune and Pisces. A lot of people are very, very tempted to just kind of, unpack and camp in a difficult situation or in a difficult mindset or in a difficult emotional place for far too long, because Neptune creates, kind of an addictive feeling. We get addicted to our therapy, we get addicted to the venting and all of that kind of stuff. And with the Fox, because it's in your 12th house, it has to do with processing stuff in your private life. With the Fox, it's talking about being able to actually see where we could actually have solutions come from simply acting on what the solution is before people are actually ready or done, processing their emotions. Now, it's not about, disregarding or devaluing people's personal processes or anything like that, but sometimes we get into the discussion or into the powwow and we still don't get anything done but vent. And this week, this could be talking about issues with family, this could be talking about issues with friends, but the Fox is talking about how do we move forward and make progress instead. This is kind of a week where it's more important to actually kind of, again, maybe dodge what we know could be the rabbit hole with somebody or even within ourselves. Because you're going to be noticing things are moving very quickly in your favor anyway. We don't want to be distracted. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Hierophant card reversed. And with the Hierophant card reversed as far as your work and finances go, again, we have a boss, an authority figure, possibly somebody that you are, maybe it's somebody who works for a place that you're currently applying to, is actually going to be breaking a rule for you, or a rule will be broken in your favor, whether it's done to, help get you that job, move things along faster, maybe forego or ignore some kind of propriety or some kind of, requirement or something that's usually pretty standard. The Hierophant card reverse says rules that should be broken or abolished will be put on the table for that very thing this week. And the good news is about that, again, with that Venus-Mars conjunction and with that Venus-Pluto trine, this could be somebody actually up there liking you enough to break some rules they know are standing in your way. For your communications with air, we do have the Eight of Swords reversed. And again, we're kind of bringing back the message of that Fox card. The Eight of Swords reversed is sort of dropping something that has been a huge preoccupation for way too long on a mental and emotional level. And the Eight of Swords reverse does say that this may be going on with a friend or with a relative. Something that, maybe it just, somebody can't get over it, maybe they can't get over it, maybe we can't get over it. Every time we get on the phone, we hang out in person, we always loop back to the same unsolved issue or whatever. And the Eight of Swords reverse is kind of saying, well, sometimes that rumination, you're never going to find the answer in having the same conversation over and over again. If you've been irritated, you've been feeling like this has created a wall in this connection with this person, this is actually going to be really good news, because it's sort of like a person arrives at a sense of closure or a sense of freedom without actually having a formal punctuation or a formal meeting or a formal sit-down to commemorate the occasion. But this may actually be a good thing, because maybe that wasn't the way we were ever going to get it in the first place. And that means you and whoever this other person are actually going to be able to move forward again and still have your strong connection. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Six of Pentacles reversed. This card can have to do with you needing to pay better attention to who you are wrongfully generous with versus who you are wrongfully conservative with. I'll put it that way. Because the Six of Pentacles reversed with a challenge can kind of really probe us a little bit and be like, hey, okay, so why do we always give to, say, that one person? Is there a bias there? Is a personal bias? Is it, are we getting a bad case of the that could have been me's? Or maybe there's something else underneath going on, but there's somebody in your life this week that, we do know that we tend to spoil, or that we tend to give more green lights than, other people. And these aren't green lights that anyone really deserves to have, okay? And it's talking about paying attention to where somebody, where we're way too permissive. We're way too, permissive with them, in this area. We're way too forgiving. I mean, when I say forgiving, I'm not saying forgiveness kind of forgiving. It's kind of like we just give them too many passes, is what I mean to say. And your challenge may be to be honest with yourself about that. You may be noticing, maybe we do have some double standards with the way that we treat our kids, or the way we treat our siblings, or our friends. And, of course, the Six of Pentacles reversed, it also brings up the other side of it. Where has somebody earned more from you? This is a tough place to be. It's not an easy week, on the internal. On the external, everything's gorgeous. Money, love, all of it's wonderful. But on the internal, it's really talking about fixing up again. Where are these things kind of a bit pervasive? They don't need to be there no more. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Magician card reversed. And this card is talking about a bit of an identity crisis in somebody else. Okay, and you may be noticing this in either a crush or a partner. It almost looks like they are trying to be somebody they are not. Now, be careful not to take it personally. I don't think that this is somebody actually suddenly bringing out their true personality. Sometimes these crises can happen because a person is ultimately not happy with who they've been, and they go through this identity crisis, they go through this midlife, quarter-life crisis, or whatever. And the Magician card reverse is kind of saying, pay attention to where this might actually be kind of a subtle cry for help, alright? For new people in your life, you're definitely going to be seeing a lot of folks who are, again, trying to embellish qualities that are either new or they don't have. I don't get malicious behavior here. It may honestly be innocent. But with the Magician card reversed, it's an opportunity to really explore how to help somebody, or help the couple, yourself included, get past the, I guess you could say, the temptation to embellish in this way, because it's not really serving anyone any good, okay? But it's not like outright cruel deception, that's for damn sure. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.